Hey, what's up, what's up, what's up, what's up? What's cracking, what's popping, what it is, what it do? It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It's Thursday morning, or again, as I like to say, Friday light. It is October 9th, and it is 2:51 in the a.m. I wanted to share with you that Saturday will be my mother's legal birthday. And I say legal because my mother has two birthdays on the books. There's the actual day that she was born, which is Saturday. And then there's the date for the county records that were submitted a week later. So she has another birthday. And that's the legal birthday that all her documentation was based on. So she had to wait or work an extra week in order to collect her retirement money, which, for those of you who know my mother, pissed her off to no end. She was like, I'm ready to go now. I'm ready to stop this. And now I gotta wait an extra week. Now, mind you, this was her second retirement. She retired and she didn't like it, so she went back to work. And she kind of opened the door for the field that I'm in now. And I'll explain. My mother, from the time I could remember, her job was, she was an RN. And I shared that there weren't that many black RNs during her heyday. So you can only imagine some of the things that she heard or people felt comfortable saying around her. And my mother was one of those folks, when the African Americans who looked more Native American than African American, even down to the straight hair, which also caused folks, reason to give commentary. So, she had that whole vibe, that Jane Kennedy vibe, if you will. And some of you are too young to know who that is, so I suggest you get a picture. But yeah, that's my mom. And during her work history, she went on to become a director of nursing, which took her up a notch. And also, somehow, seemingly provided invitation for more conversation about a black director of nursing in the city that I told you about yesterday, the city that I love to hate because it's so rooted in hate and white Christian nationalism. That part. Anywho, there you have it. So, Mom worked at that for a goodly number of years, was able to regain, restore, replace everything that the enemy took from her. And by that I mean the house that we had in New York that I talked about. My mother bought that with her inheritance money. When she left my father because of domestic violence, horrific domestic violence, the New York laws hadn't really changed yet, so my father filed for divorce, citing abandonment, so he was able to legally gank that house. He sold that house, and he sent my mother $2,000. That's the kind of, I know this is going to sound very disrespectful, But you haven't walked in my shoes. But that's the kind of bastard my father was. So now that that's out there, you deal with it how you need to deal with it. But, you know, I know who my father was. You know, there's not a lot of people where I grew up that can say that. Or, you know, my father lived in the house and all my siblings have the same father. Again, there's not too many people that I grew up with, you know, who could say that. Not that that's a badge of honor, because my father has always been, you know, a bastard, a selfish bastard. And, yeah, I've had many a dust up with him. So I don't think this is a surprise to anybody who knows me on a personal level. Anywho, he sold that house and gave my mother $2,000, but she was able to buy her own home again once we moved to California. She saved up, she worked hard. And then after she retired, I think she stayed home for maybe a year and a half. She did some writing. My mother is a published author in nursing journals. My grandmother wrote, you know, we found some of her journals. And I have a cousin, now deceased, who wrote. And I have the gift. My college degree is in writing. Yeah, so there you have that little bit of history, that little tidbit of information. But my mother went back to work and became the director of nursing at a pain rehab hospital, pain management hospital. And the connection to my current profession is that I am a substance abuse counselor. And right now I'm working in the field of opiate addiction. And I have a specialty. It deals with pregnant and postpartum women and navigating, you know, Department of Human Services, Child Protective Services, and all that other good stuff. So that's what I do for a living. But yeah, that was my mom's last profession. And that's the job that she retired from, the second retirement. So 2 birthdays and 2 retirements. And I celebrate my mother, I really do. I tell people, I'm that mama's boy, B-O-I, you know, because I know, you know, the grace she extended with me and the strength she provided for, you know, example for my sister and I. So yeah, this weekend, my thoughts will be with my hero.